Now, just for a disclaimer, I am not sitting here and I am not affiliated with the Chinese Communist Party, so don't come for me on this bullshit. But when I was a kid, what was described to me as communism was that everybody got a house, everybody had some money, everybody had a school education system where there was uniform. It was uniform. There was a national wardrobe decree, and basically you work and you all come home to the same thing. You all come home to the same level of security and comfort. One moment. You all come home to the same level of security and comfort, and all your kids go to the same type of school with the same educational premises set up here. Now, that's what I learned as a kid. And I was taught that that was bland. And I rebelled against it because I remember they was going to implement uniforms in school. And I was like, well, how will we ever be able to begin our creative expression if you put a cap on our creative expression as children, right? But now I'm starting to understand it from a different perspective. Because, yeah, the way we were going to do it was going to put a cap on the creative expression of individualism. But the way communists do it, it doesn't put a cap on the individual creative expressionism. Because I'm sitting here worried about clothes, but they over there providing sewing classes. You feel me? And makeup tutorials and all sorts of stuff going down where the girl that did the face paints could actually have expanded on that as an educational premise before going into her adult life and being able to travel abroad with her skill, her craft. They are teaching them the fundamentals of creativity and inventorship and intelligence. And that way they can make decisions on their own when they go out into the world. But if they are, in a circumstance where they don't do too well like that and outside and abroad, they still can come back home and have a roof over their head, water and lights, and, be able to take care of themselves. Whereas we were going to do it where we're going to take your child, strip them of their clothes, and then we're not going to provide any type of educational premise to help them expand in the knowledge of fashion or artistry or nothing. Like, your schools don't provide that. All right. So not only is she going to get stripped of how she decors, or he's going to get stripped of how he decors himself, he's going to come to a school that doesn't engage with him on that level. He's going to come to a school here in the Americas that don't teach him how to make his own fashion designs or paints or color, etiquette or sewing classes or crochet or all these things they provide over there, right? So it's like, yes. What we're realizing is we were not trying to do it righteously. We were not trying to make a communist-like objective towards public school. We were not doing a communist dictatorial way towards public school. We were actually trying to dormant everything that is of individual nature within the human. Whereas they were trying to make sure that every individual has the skills and the craft to do their expression and to travel abroad to engage in their expression. But if it all fails, you can at least come home and have what you need. You're not surviving, right? And a lot of people are like, well, what the fuck are you trying to say? Let me paint a picture for you. In America, let's just use a little boy. He likes Jordans. He likes to dress he gets his color down. We're going to use clothes. And we're going to use clothes because it's the easiest thing to describe, right? Now, he goes to school. There is no courses on sewing. There is no courses on aesthetics, color pleasing. There's no type of teaching about etiquette. There's no type of teaching about decorum, right? For the first 11 years in school, he don't have those teachings, right? Until you get to probably about junior year in high school. Then it becomes a readily available course that he'll have to expand on in college, right? And he's went all these years not doing his niche, suppressing his niche, only expressing his niche in the privacy of his home or in the out when he's not at home, when he's with his parents or out with his friends. And that's the only way he has to build. But he's spending 8 to 10 hours a day in school when his brain is at peak learning capacity, and he's not learning anything about his niche, right? And he does that for 10 to 14 years straight. But he's wearing uniforms every day. He's not allowed to do anything other than what the curriculum of it's not teaching nothing about his niche, right? So he finally gets to junior high, and finally that class becomes available. He's like a fresh newborn baby at the age of 14 in this fresh, readily available class that's going to teach him something about his niche. But they tell him, now you got to graduate with a scholarship, or you got to go to community college, and you got to have at least $50,000, right, to continue to go forward and to learn your niche. And you got to learn your niche for up to 6 years to even begin to gain employment, because your niche in an associate's degree, if you go to community college, ain't going to account for shit. But if you go for a bachelor's, you're going to have to spend $150,000 getting into that college, right? Then you're going to be in debt when and then you get there, you learn your niche, and you find out you got to have externship and internship and all these things, right? That's what we were offering our youth. We were offering them, I'm not going to get nowhere until I'm 40. And then I'm going to have to work until I'm 60. And then I'm going to have to work some more until I'm 80. And then I'm going to die as soon as I get to where I can actually enjoy it. That's what we was offering. Versus what we were always screaming, call me. Like, they get in there. This person immediately comes into a school where there's just an elaborate amount of things to learn. The kid is all of them, learning different skills and crafts and everything, and sciences and this and that and the third. In the fresh first 5 years of their life, they are learning 3 different languages, being prepared. Then in the next 5 years of their life, they're maximizing their potential in not only the area that is their niche, but an area that is just a part of the curriculum that was just a part of it, because it's a wide spectrum of things, right? So he's not only learning business and marketingship and English, he's learning color blocking and Zen and calligraphy and all sorts of stuff, right? Like, he's learning a bunch of stuff, right? To where when he gets into high school, he's got a good trajectory of where he's going. Everybody's got a trajectory where he's going. He's got a portfolio backing. He's got expertise already, right? Then he goes and he's ready to go to college, and the world opens up to him. Why? Because everybody in the United States want him. Everybody in Africa want him. Everybody in other Asian territories want that expertise. And he got it because he was brought up in a society that was harnessing his skill from the time he came and popped out the womb, right? Like, then he go abroad. And let's just say he go abroad and he don't like it. Like, he come back home. He still got security and stability. And he's still respected in his craft amongst his individuals in society, where he can still make the dream.